we talk a lot on this show about The Office.
Mhm.
And they're doing a sequel show, which I don't know if it's official or rumored or not, but everyone's been calling it The Paper. It's how it's going to be at a struggling newspaper, and it's going to be created. It's going to have the documentary crew who followed our favorite characters from Dunder Mifflin. And it's a completely new cast. Well, it's not a completely new cast anymore, because according to Deadline, Oscar Nunez is returning as our favorite accountant, Oscar Martinez, in the upcoming show, The Paper. So this is what we got from Deadline. He is the first actor from the original series to join the show. And it says that the show is not going to be centered around him. Like, it's going to... it's not just going to be an Oscar spinoff. He's going to be a character who's a part of the show, but it's not just about him.
Yeah.
Now, here's something I find interesting. Oscar is one of the characters who was involved in this show, The Paper, from the start. So when they were first playing together, they knew that Oscar was going to be a part of it. Now, before I get into your thoughts about it, now, not going to lie, when this news broke last night, I went through our old shows. I tried finding it and I couldn't find it. But I know at one time, I don't know if it's on the show, if I said it off air, but I know I told you that if any character is going to show up, it's going to be Oscar. And I think I even got a little specific. Like, at the end of the first episode, there's going to be a new hire and it's revealed to be Oscar.
Yeah.
So
I totally remember that. I can totally vouch that you said that. I remember that exact discussion.
Yes. So maybe it is out there on the internet somewhere, and we'll find it for when we do our paper special.
Yeah.
But I think this is a really smart move. I think it's one of those things where it's just like, this is its own separate show, but we do have one little thing that connects us. Little thing that connects us to the old show. And I feel like maybe more than any other supporting character outside like Michael, Dwight, Jim, Pam, that Oscar's really kind of the character you could do anything with. It almost feels like he was the most grounded, one of the more grounded characters of the original show. And you could put him anywhere. He's also going to be in a different place in his life now because he was a state senator. We saw that in the finale. So you could almost see what's life like for Oscar in the years since he's left. Or do state, not that this is a civics class or anything, but do state senators have limits?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because I didn't know if he would still be a senator and if they covered him.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually just about to kind of make that prediction where if they want to lean into that, maybe it is the paper covers something to do with his election or covers something to do with him as a politician. That's possible. It is also possible that he fails horribly, is like can't do politics anymore and decides to go back to working in paper.
Yeah, but could he, if he became a senator in 2013, could he still be a senator in 2025?
Probably not a state senator, but maybe he runs as a U.S. senator or something.
Oh, okay. So it is possible. Yeah, we could. They kind of cover him, or he could have a fall from grace to where he has to go back.
Yeah,
and maybe he goes to work for this newspaper or something as an accountant.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a really smart move, and I'm not saying it's likely, but it does open the door. We now have a gateway to where we could find a way to bring in the other classic characters. Mm-hmm. Like if we wanted to bring in Jim Halpert or Pam, maybe even Dwight or Michael Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the paper goes to cover what's going on at Shroot Farms or something.
Yeah.
But it does open that doorway, so yeah, I think that, like, look, it's still its own show, but I think this bringing in Oscar's I think bringing in one character from the original show as a supporting character is a really smart move.
Mhm.
And if you can do it with anyone, I think Oscar is the best fit. So I guess, what do you think about this news? I guess both bringing in someone from the original show and that's Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to agree. I would want this show to try and focus on being its own thing. So if they did bring anyone, I would want it to be someone besides Michael, Jim, Pam, Dwight. I would want them to try and like connect it and make it like have some connection and familiarity to kind of tie us to that this is the same world in a way. But I'm happy that it's, shining a light on like a good, somewhat more side character. And a beloved one at that. And yeah, he's very grounded and is kind of like a very good and hard to replace sort of generally level-headed, sensible person amongst all the chaos and big characters.
Yeah.
And so he'd be very good to kind of throw into any situation. I completely agree with that. And I could kind of see this being a thing where, season 1, you want to try and make it your own thing, but have a tie-in like Oscar to kind of tie things together and connect it to The Office. But I to your point of it potentially opening the door, I could see it as being more of like if the show does well enough to get another season or something, people care enough for that to happen, then there is an opportunity to like make it grow into its own without the cast. And then, like, who knows, maybe another person pops in. Stanley for some reason pops in, who knows, and then maybe in the finale is when we see Michael. Like there is an opportunity to see others, but I think this is like a good starting point.
Yeah, so I guess I could ask, now that Oscar we know is confirmed,
mm-hmm.
and I don't think we're gonna have any other characters be main cast members. I think Oscar is it.
Mm.
Who do you think is a chance that could pop up? Who would be the next kind of like as a guest star? Do you think could pop up? Because I just had this thought cross my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan was kind of a sketchy dude.
Yeah.
Could he do? And look, he got in trouble for insider trading.
Yeah.
He does Wolf. He's kind of, by creating social media, like trying to do social media, he kind of was like a Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Could Ryan maybe do something or get himself in trouble to where the paper would have to cover what's going on?
Yeah, that's I could see that. I could actually see the fact that they're covering events be like a good opportunity for cameos.
Yeah,
like maybe we'll see some characters like that appear only as like cameos of like almost like a, can you believe this thing we published? And it's like Creed doing something. That's what
Creed escapes from prison.
Yeah, Creed would be my pick for something like that.